Hi everyone, welcome back to SSPS Education Studio. Today we are going to learn a very important concept in chemistry, limiting reactant. Let's understand this in the simplest way possible with a real life example. Imagine you are making sandwiches. You have 4 slices of bread and 3 cheese slices. To make one sandwich, you need 2 slices of bread and 1 slice of cheese. How many sandwiches can you make? You can only make 2 sandwiches because after using 4 slices of bread, you will run out all the bread, even though you still have 1 cheese slice left. Here, bread is the limiting reactant. It's limit the number of sandwiches you can make. So the definition of limiting reactant will be in a chemical reaction, the limiting reactant is the substance that is completely consumed first, limiting the amount of product formed. As you see, the bread is the limiting reactant in the previous example, and the 1 cheese slice that left is known as excess reactant. Now let's understand with this example. If in a beaker a reaction is going on of preparation of H2O, then by stoichiometry we know that 2 moles of H2 reacts with 1 mole of O2 gives 2 moles of H2. So by the stoichiometry, or you can say with the balanced equation, we know that 2 moles of H2 when react with 1 mole of O2, it gives 2 mole of H2O. Okay, now if we add 4 moles of each of H2 and O2 in the beaker, so what will be the limiting reactant and what will be the excess reactant? How can we find it? So let's see how will we find the limiting reactant and excess reactant. So here you know the balanced equation is 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O, means 2 moles of H2 reacts with 1 mole of O2 and gives 2 mole of H2O. But we have 4 moles of each. Now see by the unitary method, as you all know, 2 moles of H2 reacts with 1 mole of O2 as seen by the balanced equation. Then 1 mole of H2 reacts with only half mole of O2. And for 4 mole of H2, we need 2 mole of O2. But we have 4 mole of O2. So in my beaker, 2 moles of O2 left. So this is the excess reactant. And H2 will get finished. Hence H2 is limiting reactant while O2 is excess reactant. I hope you understand this. So now we know excess reactant is O2 and its left amount in beaker is 2 mole. So the amount of product formed will totally depends on limiting reactant. So how can we find that how many amount of water is formed? Then we can use only 2 relationships, that is of limiting reactant and water formed. So here you can see 2 moles of H2 gives 2 moles of H2O. So 4 moles of H2 gives 4 moles of H2O. So here we cannot take oxygen as O2 is a excess reactant that cannot decide the product form, the amount of product form. Here only limiting reactant can decide the product formation, amount of product formation. So we have to find in each and every question that what is the limiting reactant. So it is a very important topic to understand how to calculate the limiting reactant. Let's see one question that came into NEET 2024. The question is 1 gram of sodium hydroxide was treated with 25 ml of 0.75 mHCl solution. The mass of sodium hydroxide left unreacted is equal to 750 mg, 250 mg, 0 mg or 200 mg. So here in the question, 1 gram of sodium hydroxide treated with 25 ml of 0.75 mHCl. This 25 ml of 0.7 mHCl indicates that here we have to use the formula of molarity, right? And the mass of sodium hydroxide left unreacted indicates that sodium hydroxide is excess reactant. So we have to calculate how much sodium hydroxide will be left. Now, as you see by the question, we have the reaction NaOH plus HCl gives NaCl plus H2O. This is the balanced chemical equation in which if we read this reaction in grams, then by stoichiometry, 40 gram of NaOH reacts with 36.5 gram of HCl. What is 40 grams? From where it comes? This is the molecular mass of NaOH, and this is 36.5 gram is molecular mass of HCl. So by stoichiometry, we know that 40 gram of NaOH react with 36.5 gram of HCl. Now we have 1 gram of NaOH only. So 1 gram NaOH, how much amount of HCl need to react? So we have to calculate the amount in gram of HCl by using the formula of molarity. So convert given concentration of HCl into gram by using formula of molarity. We get this. The formula of molarity is W into 1000 upon molecular mass into volume. So we by putting the values, we get 0.684 gram of amount of HCl. Now we have to find the limiting reactant. So as we know by the reaction, 40 gram of NaOH reacts with 36.5 gram of HCl. So for 1 gram of NaOH, we need 36.5 upon 40, 0.9125 gram of HCl. But we have HCl as we calculated by the given molarity formula, 0.684 gram. We have only 0.684 gram. So, and we need 0.9125. So we need more. So HCl is the limiting reactant because it gets finished first. So now, if we want to know the amount of NaOH left, because NaOH is an excess reactant, then 0.9125 gram of HCl required 1 gram of NaOH, 0.684 gram that we have of HCl required 0.749 gram NaOH. So unreacted NaOH will be 1 minus 0.749. It will be 0.25 gram, or when we convert it into milligram, as the options are in milligram, 1 gram equal to 1000 milligram. So 0.25 gram equal to 250 mg. I hope now you understand what is the limiting reactant, what is the excess reactant, and how we find the limiting reactant. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any concept you want to learn by me, please comment on it. Thank you.